Amon's Vengeance tree is all about taking lots of damage and dealing back out. Special mechanic for that tree is something called elemental affinities, where he will actually get rewarded for killing enemies with specific elemental types and doing different elemental attacks. So he can create a gigantic ground fissure to ignite his enemies. He can summon lightning bolts from the sky to zap them. It's a really good time.
For Amon's Vengeance tree, this focuses in on his shield. More particularly, there's skills that will allow him to use the Forge Wave ability that comes from his shield to explode on enemies. You have something that allows him to taunt, which really helps if you're actually playing with friends, and we do encourage that. You can also throw the shield. For those of you who are familiar with the pre-sequel, that might feel a little familiar to you. There's also the option to use a spear instead of his whip, which when you throw it, it bursts into shock damage.
Amon's Scourge action skill sees him take out a gigantic shield to absorb lots of damage, which will then actually transform into a elemental whip where he can take that energy and toss it back at his enemies. The Forge skill that is associated with Scourge is actually called Firewall, which, as the name might imply, makes a giant wall of fire that will deal damage to enemies who pass through it, block projectiles that are coming in, and buff your projectiles going out.
What makes this one particularly badass is the sensation of becoming a tank. You get to whip out a shield and also a literal whip. So you get to sit there and just soak up damage either for yourself to give yourself some breathing room, or when you're playing with friends, get in the mix and drag the attention to yourself.